Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're getting a lot of hate on the PlayStation 5 as of this weekend, and I want to go and talk about this. Mainly because the PlayStation 5 Slim is getting a little bit on the, heated subject where a lot of folks are not really too happy with the price increases and the specific things that are getting brought up, and as well, also some even bigger price increases around the rest of the world that are getting a little bit on the sketchy side, where a lot of folks are not too happy with that happening, and obviously, a lot of folks, don't want to pay more money. I think a lot of folks a little bit more stretched for cash. So any type of random price increase is kind of throwing some people off a little bit. So we're going to talk about this, talk about the drama and everything else in between. And of course, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We keep on promoting up the brand new Theragun promotion we have with Best Buy. Those are all linked down below with all the how links in case you guys want to go check those out and support the channel for the hashtag ad. Or if you guys want to go pick one up, obviously go buy one. They're awesome. And of course, we have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. So first and foremost, we've been seeing a lot of kind of big heat even on the PlayStation 5 Slim, but let's go and talk about, everything. First and foremost, this has been a big hot topic. Also, don't mind the webcam too, as well, kind of trying a little bit back in the OG side, because the PlayStation 5 Slim has already been apparently getting a bunch of hate. Now, I kind of highlighted some of these issues that I kind of noted when it first got initially released. Some really big high overview subjects, I would say, is in the fact of the console is a little bit more expensive. So the PS5 Digital right now is $400. The brand new Slim Digital is $450. So either way, it is getting a price increase on the baseline Digital Edition. A lot of folks are sad about that because the Digital, especially throughout the big restocking era, were really hard to find. So a lot of folks out there, decided to go get a PlayStation 5 disc just so they could have their console overall, which I think makes sense. I totally get that. But the part two of that is that there's also a lot more other price increases too as well. So a good example on the big overview was that the actual storage drive was $80 additionally, and that's not always the best thing to go and have when it comes to have to spend extra money. So you're spending $450 on the digital, then you spend an extra $80 on the actual disc, and at that time, you're spending $530 to basically get the same exact thing you're getting now as of the PlayStation 5 Disc Edition for $499, the old one, and the same one with the current ones at $499. So there's a little bit of sketchy stuff going on too. But basically the PS5 Slim has been getting a lot more actual hate than expected. I myself am okay with it. It's a refresher, gets slightly more storage. I think overall at the end of the day, it makes sense. But basically a lot of folks are kind of, a little sad. So they say it looks impressive, sounds impressive, and there's also going to be, there's going to be a little bit of a questionable hike. So we've been seeing articles now, some editorials, other people. We've been seeing things over here on IGN saying, hey, the PS5 Slim and Xbox Series X and X Slim, the worst console redesigns ever, next-gen console watch. So this is just more of the title of their little podcast video, but I'm just kind of highlighting the fact that there's been a lot of people kind of making comments about how bad these consoles might be, how bad the Xbox might be. And overall, so we can dive in this one, they've been saying it's hard to believe it's been 3 years since the consoles came out. I agree on that. And since their predecessors had lifespans of around 7 or 8 years, now seems like a great time to revitalize interest and draw new customers with a hardware refresh, aka the PS5 Slim. Microsoft already and accidentally laid out its plans for a new cylindrical Xbox, reportedly set to be released sometime next year. Recently, Sony has also posted its ideas for a PS5 refresh, and many gamers are having almost none of it. Once again, though, in my opinion, I'm kind of cool with it. If it's the same price range, somewhat, and it does look nicer, somewhat, and it has better storage, somewhat. I'm not the world's worst against it. But, if you guys don't know, October 10th, they revealed the new PS5, and it looks like quite the upgrade. Basically, you'll have 30% less space, as you probably know, and also makes the PS5 Slim and everything but the name, and it will also have a slightly better SSD from the current one that's at 825 gigabytes, and as well also because, some of them will also be utilized for the operating system. Although they go and say too as well, they're kind of saying you could also get the now upgrade with the detachable disk drive too, which is still kind of nice. So you have to remove the lower panel, go and slop in the brand new Ultra HD one, and then you're good to go. So while Sony announced the new PS5 only a few days ago, they're saying there won't be that long to wait, which is nice for November, just in time for the holidays. And a lot of folks are saying, hey, a lot of folks are just not happy with all of this. So apparently the biggest criticism was more on the PS5 and the price. And kind of what I highlighted at the very start of the video, it does make sense. You never want to have to go deal and pay extra money when it comes to these things. It's not a good vibe. But it's a brand new refresher, it's a brand new console, it makes sense. And at the same time, too, they're saying the PS4 was $400 at launch. And when the Sony rolled out the PS4 Slim, the console's smaller form factor, it came actually at a discounted price at $300. So I don't think that's the world's worst thing. I personally would rather have extra additional, discounts. I want more people in the system. I want more people saving money. And that's what I want for you guys, anyone who hasn't got their console yet. But at the same time, with how the world has, think about inflation. Think about the fact that it is an actual upgrade, that you're increasing the SSD, although typically SSD and memory does go down with price over time. But even still, it is an upgrade. And also trying to make it look a little bit nicer and sleeker, different type of small things. Like, I get it. Just how the world even works, too. Like, if you kind of factor in, like, a burrito, some tacos, like, some burgers, 3 years ago, the price is going to be almost up no matter what from everything you had a chance to go and see. So while people are upset about that, I kind of just, it's hard to, like, I guess, sympathize with it, because that's just how the whole world works. Like, I sympathize in the fact of, like, man, like, things cost a lot of money. Electronics cost a lot of money. Life costs a lot of money. I hate it. I hate everything around it. And that's what sucks, because, like, it's like one of those, like, you're kind of caught in the middle. Like, I get it for Sony as a company. Like, they need to keep on making their money. They also don't want to, like, be too, I guess, like, loose with their pricing. They don't want to go and drop it too much. But for consumers like you guys, I care more about that. And the fact that, well, once again, they're actually raising the prices a little bit on the rougher side. So a lot of folks are kind of sad about the digital because the price point's going up $50. And, well, it's nothing. It's kind of worse. Like, you still have to go buy the disc edition for the $80. So it's, like, not really that much of a different trade-off. The disc edition's still the same price, which is fine. They're also going to say, too, as well, they also seem to have these random vertical stands. So the announcement video and the blog state that the stand will be a separate item priced at $30. The new PS5 will include a stand that helps it balance horizontally, but it's dinky little kickstand-like attachment. But if the kickstand breaks, or if anyone wants to save horizontal space by orienting the new console, they're going to have to go buy the $30 stand. So at least from what I've seen so far, that does seem true. They may include either one, or it might be like interchangeable. But yeah, that's also an extra $30 for a brand new product they just basically try to go and emit and kind of push out, which once again is a little bit on the weirder side. It's like just trying to go and almost force you into their ecosystem. I'm okay with it. Like, I don't want to be too much harping on it, but I kind of get why people are upset about it. Like, if you want to go penny pinch on the $30, like, for something you should probably go get for free, I get that. Like, I stand by that. I agree on that. And also kind of saying, too, they could also go and save more money just by purchasing the original PS5 model, but soon they won't have the choice as well, because obviously whenever the stock for the current gen consoles, like our current PS5s, are done, then after that, they're not going to have any more, which, I mean, I also, once again, kind of go and get. Like, I mean, it sucks. Like, you basically don't have the options. I'd rather the new stuff, same like the old Switch and Switch OLED. Like, as soon as we went to OLED, I'd rather have the OLED. It's newer, it's nicer. It may not be like 5 years old, sitting on a random Walmart shelf. I get it. But at the same time, it's on the rougher side. But a lot of folks are kind of just unhappy about it because they don't want to have to force themselves out of the digital and then have to go buy the $80 disc, disc drive, or have to go buy the extra random stand. In my mind, I kind of think it's all bonus stuff, though. So it's not the biggest deal if I'm going to spend the money and all that, blah, 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 blah. But it still is annoying. Like, if people are complaining about it, you kind of got to make it news because it is something that Sony should probably care about. Now, they're kind of in that Apple side, though, where they just don't really care too much. Like, they realize they kind of have the market share. They realize people are going to buy it no matter what. And they realize a lot of the bonus stuff, like the VR2 or other things, it's not the world's worst. Like, it's fine. Like, it's like a little extra money. It's a little bit more niche. It's a little bit more for the extremists or people who really like the VR2 or whatever. But at the same exact time, it does suck. Like, I don't know. You don't want to have, like, a company be too much of a monopoly in terms of, like, their cockiness. Think about, like, Apple. Like, Apple can kind of get away with a lot of stuff because it's literally Apple, so. But people are being a little bit unsad either way. Now, kind of also running on top of this, too, Japan's even also had price increases as well that made people a lot of upset about it. So Sony has revealed that it's increasing the PlayStation 5's laundry list of peripheral prices, and it's home also in Japan. This also did raise the price points too in the UK and a lot of other various areas too as well. This price hike follows the reveal of the PS5 Slim. So even then, once again, people in the UK, in Europe, in Japan are also getting upset too because there's price increases. On their consoles, some of the price points are kind of rough. I think it's like 130 euros just for the random detachable disc drive, which is insane in my opinion. You'll go buy like a Blu-ray player for way cheaper even in that comparison. I know it's not the same, but either way. And then obviously people in Japan, they're seeing that there are things such as like, the DualSense controllers, Pulse 3 is the headset, HD camera, and all these things are actually also raising in price too as well. So no one really knows, like, this whole big reworking system. Like, people are not happy because you never want to spend more money. You never want to go and do more money. And you have to go get things like a controller. Controllers break over time. You get, like, a brand new headset. Guess what? Headsets break over time. You got to get a brand new console because you never got one yet. Well, you want to get the PS5 Digital before. We're now going to spend the extra $50. Like, it's still not the end of the world. Like, I don't mind it. Spend the extra $30 for bonus stuff. Sure, that's not the worst. But I can see why people are upset. And we've kind of seen a little bit of like a somewhat anti-negative PlayStation vibe on Twitter, on Reddit, even sometimes on like these actual articles too as well. Or even like you guys even see like the IGN kind of stuff where they're kind of harping on how bad it's going to be in the future. So I want to hear your thoughts. Is it going to be a big deal? Are you guys going to be sad about it, stressed about it, or whatever? I kind of want to know. And as well, give me your interesting thoughts and comments. Of course, as well, make sure you guys check out the How links down below for the brand new Theragun hashtag ad and affiliate thing we have going on with them and Best Buy. All the links down below. Was other Twitter and Twitch stream as well if you guys want to go follow up on any of those as well. And subscribe if you guys are new. And I appreciate you all so much for watching in the first place.